Master number 5. It's a working lock. These are the Bogota minis. They function as either a pick or a tension tool. This is the triple rake. If you just remember to keep the point pointed down, it works pretty easy. Did you see? Reset the pins. Do it again. Do it again. And I'm only putting a little bit of pressure. Just picture, I remember hearing somebody say, like, if you're clicking on a touch mouse pad, about that much pressure, barely anything. If you start seeing your fingertip go red, you're bearing down too much. So again, I'm just kind of pushing in, and as I'm pushing in, I'm jiggling, opens right up. Pins reset. Again, I'll just push in, and as I go in, I'll jiggle up and down. There. You can single pin pick. All you do is you switch the two. And I've seen it done both ways. I kind of like having the point pointed up. But again, just put a little bit of pressure and opens right up. This is a Master 140. And you can see this wrench. Oops. And as you can see, this tension tool slides in there all the way, so you get pretty good torque. And we can see the lock cylinder is turning that way. You do it the other way, it doesn't turn at all. At least that's what I do. And then this type, I believe it has like one security pin, but it's again a 4-pin. So we'll flip it around, do the point down. That's pretty easy. So again, we have we have 3 Master number 5s. I'll just start with the first one. Put the point down. Number 1, go to number 2. That was a little sticky. Go to number 3. master 5s. Now let's single pin pick each one. So we'll start with this one. Now we'll do this one. I'll go to this one. And again, this is single pin picking, so it will take a little longer most of the time, but again, it really depends on the lock. So there we go, 3 master locks. Actually 4. So again, these are the Bogota minis. I got them from Blackscout Survival, his web store. I believe they were $35. They're made out of titanium. There's a triple rake, and then there's a single hook or a single pick, whatever you want to call it. The main premise for these are discreet carry, E&E, urban survival, stuff like that. I haven't done it yet. Again, I've just been playing with these for a couple hours now, but I've seen guys use a spring from a ballpoint pen, put them together like so, and slide the spring on, something like that. So seems kind of ghetto, but apparently it works for a lot of people. And then, like I said, you can get a safety pin, thread it through a few of these springs here, and then you can pin it to the inside of a jacket, inside of a shirt. You could pin it to the inside of a belt or your underwear band, pin it to the inside of pants pocket, something like that. These are made out of titanium, so their magnetic signature is very low. They weigh, I have a scale, a digital scale, but it reads in like tenths of ounces. I think these are like 0.2 ounces, so they're really light. You won't even know you have them. You won't even know you're carrying them. The only thing I can mention is the length of them. So the only thing I can mention that may be a downside to some of you is the length is right at 3 inches. Now they do make a nano version, so those are only 2 inches. They're even more discreet. But I wear like a 2X size glove. An extra large is kind of tight. And as you can see, these things, I mean, they're very small. They're about as long as my pinky. So the only reason I mention this is if you're practicing quite a bit in say you spend 2 hours just using these, and you have big hands, big fingers, they do get they don't hurt your hands, but they're really weird to use if you have large hands because they're just so little. But again, that also helps with, a lot of guys, they just try and muscle through picking a lock, and by making them little, it kind of constrains you, so you can't just torque down, torque down on the tension wrench, torque down on the pick, and possibly snap these. Speaking about durability, like I said, I've only had these a couple hours, but I've seen like so many, long-term reviews and long-term tests and demonstrations. This titanium is pretty durable stuff. So they don't guarantee that these won't snap because it is thin metal. So if you don't know what you're doing and you put tons of torque, against a lock cylinder and you're using it as a pry bar, it would be really easy to bend the picks, and then probably when you attempt to bend them back, they'd snap. So I guess my only advice, especially with these, but almost any lock picks, because I'm just getting into this hobby, is when you're picking the lock, you kind of have to think more like a surgeon and less like a lumberjack, or less like a carpenter prying nails out of a board, or hammering 20 penny nails all day long. You got to think more like a surgeon, just super delicate, light touches, stuff like that. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, because later on I'm going to be reviewing some more Bogota lockpicks, the Bogota Titan Flats. So like I said, make sure to click that big thumbs up in your description box. And if you haven't already, like I said, subscribe to our channel. You are really missing out. This is Steve. Catch you later.